Sorry about that. I'm back now. Sorry, the landline phoned because I've not got any of this wily, speedy up broadband because where we live, you can't get it. You know, we're state of the art around here. We're like just turn of the century. Truthfully, this village is. When my landline rings, it knocks out the internet. So, but we're back now. I'm going to wait for a few to pop. We're going to be talking about the flu. We're going to be talking about the Wiseling platform, which has gone down. Now, we don't know whether this is a temporary fix or it has been pulled for a reason. And if it has, then that's very, very sad. So if anyone has been following for the last week or two with the Wiseling app for investments, Wiseling investments, don't send any of that stuff to any Wiseling wallets and at the moment. All right, keep it all to yourself. Just keep it in your crypto. Anyway, yeah, I've entitled this one "The Flu." Boris Doris, who pleads for crumbs off the world stage, as far as I'm concerned, they've got no gusto. These people, they've got nothing. They don't actually want to do right by the people, and that's the truth of the matter. But by some sheer modern miracle, and I don't know how this has happened, but the flu. Do you remember the flu? Do you remember it? This is what the TV and the media and the radio get people to do. Someone said to me years ago about buying newspapers. They said today's news is tomorrow's chip paper. So true. You know, all the scandal years ago. Do you remember Samantha Fox? You know, she got involved in some sort of, I don't know. And there's all these, like the Profumo affair. And no, you know, the day after these things have happened, no one cares. They really don't. So this is the problem that we have. Today's news is tomorrow's chip paper. No, Janet, it was certainly my end. Oh, matron. I'm Ben Dow. Love it to see you. Lauren Page, gutted, mate. Yeah, I'm gutted and all, mate. I'm really cheesed off. Really properly cheesed off. So if there's anyone out there that's got blockchain wallets and they're trying to get money over to Wiseling, stop it. Halt it right now. Don't send it. Okay? Keep it to yourself. Lisa's talking about getting it back to us anyway, but I've told her I'm last on the list. Last on the list for a refund me. I want everyone else refunded before I do. Good to see you, Sonia. Love it to see you, mate. Quirkus Robus. Robert, good morning. Beautiful to see you. Trace Pearson. So yeah, by some modern miracle, some modern magic I don't know quite what, but the flu's disappeared. It's gone. Just rode out of town. The tumbleweed is following the flu. There's no flu. Not one case in England. Not one case. And if you went to the doctors, right, I guarantee you, right, if you start getting a little sniffle, you know, little rumble, you better get round to the doctors, Fred. Why? Oh, you're sniffling. Oh, all right then, Doris, I'll get round the doctor. Hello, Doc, how you doing? Why are you feeling my testicles? Well, what are you here for? I've got sniffles. Oh, all right. I mean, I used to have a doctor years ago when I used to go to the doctors called Dr. Christmas, and I got my Christmas cup this morning. He was a Maidstone doctor, and I went in there one day, and I'm sat there ploughing my hair on a sleeve. What's wrong with me? And he just looked at his computer screen all the time, and he just went, "Here you go, take this to pharmacy." He just pressed print, you know. And I thought, what's fucking going on? I used to like a doctor that give me a good frisk up. I genuinely did. Used to go on, doc. He'd get his cold stethoscope out and put it all on in different bits and bobs. Go, I must be still breathing, living, and doing all the nice stuff then, doc. Right. So the doctors, he just didn't look at me. This Dr. Christmas didn't look at me. But I'm pretty sure if Fred went to the doctors at the minute, doc, oh, you must have. No, I think I've got the flu, doc. No, you can't have the flu. No. And this is why I try and do these things, ladies and gentlemen, just to wake people up and not even to wake people up. I'm over waking people up. I've been doing that for 10 years. It's a waste of time. Like my mate Chico Time said yesterday, he said, I'm not here to wake people. I'm just in there to say to people, and this isn't me, this is Chico saying, I told you so. Because Chico's now saying, all the things I've said in the past are now coming true. Yeah? Because you're not getting out and about, ladies and gentlemen. You've not got your freedoms. If you do have them, but you think this government has the right to lock you indoors like a little rabbit in a shit. It doesn't. It doesn't, because the law only applies to persons. And remember what I said the other day. Whenever the system writes to you, you accept all that they're claiming. You don't never try and get involved in any disruption, any discussion with their claims they're making. You just put this simple thing to them. I accept everything said. I really do. But you need to have a verified proof of claim that I was acting in the capacity of a person at the time, because we know persons ain't real. Corporate persons, companies, corporate persons, they're not real, they're buildings. Are you a person then? Or are you male, female? Are you a living, live, breathing, sentient being? That's the big difference. So government only applies to persons, and that's all they control. They don't own and control anything other than a piece of paper, a birth certificate. But we'll give surety to it because we've been sold out, we've been bonded, we've been slave traded. Do you understand how dangerous this is? Anyway, so the flu's disappeared. Boris was on the telly yesterday. He said not one case of the flu has been reported in England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales in 2021. Not one. But every year that flu has been killing over 20,000 people here in this country. Killing them. Turns to pneumonia, gets a bit tasty, kills people. They end up going off in body boxes, going to incinerators, right? That's life. That's what happens, yeah? But for some modern thing is the flu's gone. The flu's packed its bags. It's gone to Benidorm for a break. It's having a city break. It's like, we're out of here. This Rona's. It's like when the grey squirrels they come in and they kick the red squirrels' asses, kill them all. You know, there's only certain parts you see red squirrels now. I think the Isle of Wight and some parts of Scotland, some islands up in Scotland. The grey squirrel come and took over. Here we go. My phone's ringing again now. That could cut out in a second. So we'll see. A very clever Rona. Oh, isn't it clever? But there's no flu. Deb Starr says, hi, Dave. Yes, my friends work at hospital said COVID going on out there in the world right now isn't enough for you all to be questioning what's going on. I don't know what will. You know, what is going on right now, right? The homelessness, they reckon 70,000 people have lost their homes due to this pandemic. No one cares. No one cares. And here's the thing, right? Nobody cares until they're turfed out of their houses and then they're on the streets. Then they care. Then they care. Nobody cares until they're being dragged out of their cars and bashed over the head and having their cars taken and taken to a compound where they have to pay to go and get their own property back. Nobody cares until that happens. Nobody cares until social services turn up and take the kids off a family. No one cares. But they certainly do after the actual accident. Tracy Blackwell, God bless her, a very fine example of a woman that had her life turned around on a sixpence and is now a proper avid campaigner, right? Because her son got killed with two kids for no real reason. The only reason that her son and then two kids got killed is because there's a breakdown in the law and order and the fabric of this country. That's the only reason. That's the only justice she's ever going to come to. Tracy and the other parents that lost their kids, the only justice and truth they'll ever really know and understand is that the law and order has broken down and the rule of law has not been observed in this country. That's the only justice and the only truth that they're ever going to come to. But the point is this: the media have portrayed us so big time that the flu's now disappeared, but nobody questions it. If you get a snivel, your neighbour's going to come, oh, you got the 1984 Rona. No, I think I've got the flu. I think I've got a common cold. Yeah, no, you can't have. You better go and have one of these swab tests. No, I think I'm all right. No, you can't. You better go and do your bit. Well, no, I think it's just a common cold. I'm just going to get some lemon and sugar down in a bit of whiskey. No, come on. You're gonna infect the rest of us. Get down and have that thing. Did you see that? There's a couple of pictures I should have shared through me screen share this morning. A woman that's been wearing a mask and she's now got all this big bacterial infection come up over her face, and she looks like she's been wearing a nappy for about 3 months. It's really done her face in. And the one that really scared me was a woman had one of these tests put up her nose, and it's just blood pouring everywhere because they've obviously pushed this thing up to her. What I don't understand is the ear, nose, and throat's all connected. I don't know if you know that. It's all connected. Ears, nose, and throat. And ears, nose, and throat. All connected. So why do they have to push this thing right up here when they can just swab your mouth or swab your orifices? Yeah, orifices that you can tell. But the common cold's disappeared. The flu has done one. It's packed its bags. It's booked its holidays. It's gone. It's history. Everyone's now focused on the Rona. If you was to say I've got the flu, you're deluded. You can't have the flu. No. What world are we living in when people actually believe that there's not been one case of the flu this year? Peeps, come on, common sense. Surely to God, I can't be the only one thinking this. I can't be the only one questioning this. Can I? Really? Can I? I don't think I can be. Yeah, I love Tracy. Josh, Harry, Josh and George, yeah, bless them. They're good lads. It's such a shame what happened to them. And they want the kids in schools to now test themselves or let someone else do it. We've become a really weird, fucked up country, ladies and gentlemen. I've got to be honest with you. Scotch whiskey, cure for everything. It is. I just can't take whiskey. It does me head in. So if you're just tuning in this morning, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to warn you, the Wiseling platform, for whatever reason, has gone down. We're not sure at this moment, but to me, I'm not feeling a great vibe. So if you've got any of these crypto wallets and you're thinking about swapping it over and moving it to Wiseling, please don't. Please just keep it in your crypto wallets right now. Okay, now we've got a woman in the group, Lisa, who's saying that she's got an investment pot that whoever's invested is going to get their cash back. So I'm hoping that happens. I really, truthfully do, because it has been a nightmare. It really, really has. But it's, it's the modern world, I guess. It's just everyone's out to catch one another. It's so sad. But let's hope. I'm hoping that it might just come back on the line. But we'll have to wait and see. Trying to normalise insanity. Yeah, you're not, boyo. Don't trust anything that the government comes out. I don't know how anyone can actually watch the BBC anymore and just believe it. I don't get it. The NHS, they're just. I see a picture the other day of a kid with a tube in his neck. He can't be no more than 11 years old, and the hospitals have forced the parents to sign a DNR. They've lent on them so badly and said, "Come on, if he pops off, we're not going to resuscitate him." This kid's just starting his journey in life. I'm like, surely to God's not what the NHS was formed for, right? I thought people, if you was in a life-saving industry, the actual purpose was to save life at all costs, not worry about how much a packet of chemotherapy costs, how much this costs. Do you know a bag of chemo costs £8,000? It's mustard gas. Did you know that? Do you know chemotherapy is £8,000? Do you know that? Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. It's disgraceful. And they come out, oh, well, it goes to all the testing and that. No, that's a load of bollocks. You should never, you can get all your vitamin D's and C's and all that online. They're cheap as chips, like £4 for a packet of 100. And all these vitamins and minerals and stuff are just going to really super boost your system. But how can a bag of fluid that's mustard gas cost £8,000? I'm pretty sure that when the lads were throwing the mustard gas over the trenches, they were produced for pennies. Surely to God, yeah? It's unbelievable. Oh, man, they're never putting chemo in this. Nah, my temple's a divine temple. They're not putting none of that shit in my temple. No way. Not a chance. Push King Castle. Love that name. That's so far. I had to really stare then to see what I said. Women need to learn how to Mum used to say, keep mum. I'm sure that was good advice, but not got misinterpreted as be quiet. No, good for you, mate. Yeah, God bless you. I think the government has been gaslighting us for years. Oh, big time. Big time. I think I might have to go in a sec. Oh, let's have a look. I'm back home now, Dave. However, yeah, we'll do tomorrow. That's right. Yeah, I think it's gaslighting, but we believe it. The government can only gaslight you if you're susceptible to the bullshit. That could only work if you all said, nah, I'm not having it. What a load of nonsense. Shut your face. They'd shut up. But I think they're kinky. I think in a way they're like, I just wonder how much they're prepared to swallow before they actually start getting things. I just wonder. I wonder whether Boris has got to come out in a clown uniform with a big red nose, and so that you can all see it. I don't know. You know, people just believe what Boris said as though Boris is some sort of a god. And that Matt Hancock and these others, Dominic Cummings, that they're all gods, that they've all got this divine essence and spirit in them to rule over us and to give us the God's honest truth. People, if you're looking at these people for your divine God's honest truth, you're certainly looking in the wrong place, because they don't. They're all about self-serving, and it's not even about that anymore. I don't think it's about controlling you. It's about having that yard arm over you, like this furlough and all this stuff's got to be paid back. I'm pretty sure at some point you've got these grants. Oh, Boris give me a 50 grand grant, did he? Well, I'm pretty sure at some point he's going to want that back. The interest, but when it's your money in the first place, I don't understand it. I don't understand how we've all ended up in this system as goyim. That's what we're called, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, by our Israeli brothers and sisters over there in Jerusalem. We're no better than cattle, and to be treated as cattle, apparently. And that's not me being anti-Semitic, because all this bullshit about anti-Semitism is, if you can't talk about a certain group of people or whatever that's going on in the world, then you've got problems, because it means you're suppressed. It means that the truth can never out. So when everyone's ever said anti-Semitism to me, I'm like, bullshit, I'm not having none of that. If we can't all talk and just get on together and just figure things out for ourselves without offending a certain group of people, and they can't get over it, like you can't walk past a statue now without taking offense to it, can you? You really, really can't. We've got people now that can't walk past a statue that's historic. Now, I wouldn't mind, they've pulled down a lot of statues of slave traders, and slavery is a bad thing. But what you got to understand is we're all slaves. Slavery never stopped. But that slavery happened a good couple of 100 years ago. And if I was a different colour or a different race or whatever, I'd walk past them statues and think, well, actually, I'm pretty free now. And it would serve as a reminder of the control that they had over me at some point, but no longer do have. And I would laugh and smile at it and mock it. I might spit at it and say, can't have me no more. But oh no, people can't walk past these things for fear of being offended. Arbeit mein Freit. Diverse strength in diversity. I mean, I just don't know where this all ends, ladies and gents. I really don't. So, yeah, the flu's done one. No longer about. No, the flu's gone on holiday. If you mention the flu, you're going to be, oh, listen to you. Oh, bless you. No, what's the flu? Nah, not having that. Now, the flu killed over 20,000 people a year. 20,000 elderly. No one cared. No one gave a shit. People just got on with like, oh, did you hear about so-and-so passed around the nurse now? He had the flu. Oh, did he? Yeah, it turned to pneumonia. Nasty. Yeah, no, he only had it a week. He was gone. Oh, bless him. Hope he's on his little way up to the stairs there. Yeah, lovely. Ta-ta. No one gives a shit. No one cares. That's the sad part about this. So why all of a sudden do we care and panic about this situation? The death rates this year, regardless of how people are dying, are no different from last year, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, they're down. Now, we have some bad news come in this morning. I heard yesterday, I don't know how true this is, that Tiger Woods, bless him, has been involved in a car crash. And he's got injured legs. And I do hope he's all right. I really do, because I do like that man. I do like Tiger Woods. I think he's a pretty decent soul. I'm sick of people saying the government are paying us. It's our money in the first place. Exactly. Exactly. Why would you have a system that don't work for you? Why would you have a system that makes you think that it's doing you a favour? If people think they're getting benefits as a favour from the government, you've clearly fucked up and you've got things round the wrong way. Government is nothing but a mafia. It's a mafia. And it's clear to see they're a mafia by their boys and girls with machine guns now that have beat the living Jesus out of you if you haven't got a piece of paper. They're a mafia. And they got it covered. They've got it covered. So I don't wake people up anymore. No. I'm just here to talk about daily events, because trying to wake people up now is just it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. If people can't discern with their own minds and just believe that drivel that they get on the radio, the TV, and I mean, I laugh at it all. I genuinely watch. I get clips if I'm working in people's houses, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I just laugh. People say, "What are you laughing at?" I go, "Oh, that's so funny." Is it? They say, "Why?" I said, "Well, who do you know with it? Who do you know that's died of it? 99.6% survival rate if you don't have underlying health conditions, and that's the same with the flu. I'd say you get the same statistics with the flu, a good 95% success rate if you ain't got the thingy. Do you know what I mean? None of this makes sense. None of it makes sense. So, right to silence was upheld again yesterday regarding the Rona and giving you. Apparently, there's been a bit of a thing in the high courts with Matt Hancock. He's been rejected with all of what he's been trying to do with the Rona, and I mean, I hope the high courts stand firm. I really do. Because if common sense can't prevail in the high courts, well, then it's over. Common sense should just be big time. Now, I've got some good news. There was a court case recently of a young lad in his 20s that's got a bit of dyslexia. Apparently was allegedly growing the herb. And we all have the right to grow the herb, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you like to think it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. That's just our opinions. The good book tells us that we can grow the herb, and that's the law. That's the end of it. There's no discussion. The book says you have God-given dominion over the earth, and you have the right over the plant-bearing seeds, this, that, the other, to use for your sustenance. It clearly tells you that in Genesis 1:26. That's the end of it. No court can rule against that. It's not even open for debate. It's the law, okay? So anyway, this lad was being done for a thing called cultivation. I don't even know what that is. And they went to court. This is up north somewhere. It's as much as I'm going to say about this. And two of my friends, my gorgeous friends, helped this kid. They did an affidavit of God and they pumped it in. His court case went before a jury of 12, right? Now, there was the copper that apparently the sergeant that arrested this or done for the... Anyway, he's in the dock, and my friend said to this copper, not the kid that was involved that they were accusing, but that he was being presented by my friends. And they said to this copper, they pointed to this lad, that they said, do you have any first-hand verified evidence that this lad was doing the things that you're accusing him of? And the copper went, no. And my friends went, no further questions. Done and dusted. And the judge apparently was sliding down behind his computer screen saying, I'm not here. No, I'm not fucking here. I don't want to know. And the jury's all sat there looking around, all 12 of them going, really? What's happening here? And then the prosecuting barrister stood up and addressed, because now they do all this summarisation with their wigs on in the end. You know what the wig is all about, don't you? It's the wolf in sheep's clothing. It's the lamb's wool. They've got the sheep on their head. It's the wolf in sheep's clothing. Yeah, makes sense? So, and they do believe that this thing gives them extra powers and it hides their wicked thoughts from God, apparently. That's what they wear them for. And the prosecutor for the CPS stood up, and normally do summarisations of what you should take into consideration, how to find them guilty or not guilty, or to find him guilty. Obviously, you're not going to make a case of not guilty if you're prosecuting. And this barrister stood up and he said to the jury, he said, look, this is very unusual, highly considered irregular, if you like. He said, but I have nothing further to say. And the jury found this young lad not guilty on all counts. But see, the thing is, this young lad wasn't even in the court as the mister. He was in there as the Christian boy, because this affidavit of God was placed in the CPS and before the court. Boom. They can only prosecute persons. They can't prosecute men and women. You know, victimless crimes, all this stuff. You was doing 36 and a 30. Fantastic. Where's the victim? Well, the state's the victim. No, the state is a dead thing. It doesn't exist. Where's the victim? I've got my checkbook out. I'll write them a check now for the damage to their life, their property. I'll get my checkbook out. Okay? We'll see them straight. No problem. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I might have a problem here. State victim surcharge, 50. The state don't exist, ladies and gentlemen. It's a dead thing. It's not living. It's only men and women that should bring claims against one another. Okay? So, funny, isn't it? Yeah, no further questions. This is very, very, very regular, but I have nothing further to add. And do you have any this lad here, Bomb by his Christian name, was doing the things you said? No. And the judge was sliding down. They won't let my friends in the courts now up there. They're having so many results. It's fantastic. And this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. And my mate that's doing this is an ex-prison officer. You know, he's not a schmuck. Not that anyone's a schmuck, but you know, he's retired now. But he lived and worked in a system that he thought was doing good. But the ironic part about it is he now knows that it's not the case. So I'll leave these thoughts with you this morning. I'm going to go out and fit a radiator now, funnily enough. The sun is out. If you can, get out and get some vitamin D. And remember, you're safe because the flu's disappeared. You're not going to catch the flu, ladies and gentlemen. If you've got any flu stuff in your cupboards, any remedies for flu, you might as well throw them in the bin because they're not needed anymore because they've been superlatively superseded by the Rona. The Rona is now your flu. He's the daddy of the flus. Pay attention, lads and lasses. I'm off grid and I'm not feeling any. Wendy, can I talk to you? Because I've got an issue with my off-grid system at the moment. I need to get completely off-grid. So maybe me and you can put our heads together and you might be able to put me in the right direction. So how can I get hold of you, Wens? Be lovely to have a chat with you. Hi Trev, how you doing, stuff? Where's Romney Stewart these days? I don't know. Maybe she's having a break, man. You know, look, this don't come without any health warnings. It's a tough gig being awake in 2021. It really, really is. So if he's just having some time out, God bless him. Romney's a good man. Done some good stuff. You know, this isn't about anyone standing on a plateau, being there forward and centre. This is about people coming and goings. This is about a general consciousness. This is about my mate Lauren in the supermarket the other day. Yeah, putting the woman that was telling him to wear a mask, telling her and putting her straight. Lauren's done his bit, then someone else will watch what Lauren's done and they go and do the same, which is fantastic. And then someone will watch something that I've done and do the same, and someone will watch what Romney's done. This isn't about anyone standing up and having a big ego. This is about a consciousness shift, because if you my horse is trying to get out the yard onto the garden and eat some grass. The thing is this is about a consciousness shift. And the thing that you'll find out about people like me and Lauren and Trevor and all the other greatness in there that's doing all these things and putting these videos out is that we're all singing from the same hymn sheet. Generally, the same consciousness, the same vibration. That's what we're singing from. And when we come from all multi-layered different dimensions, all around the country and around the world, all different skin colours, creeds and whatever, that's fantastic, because it means that the consciousness shift is changing. Bob's your uncle. Fanny's your aunt. Bosh. Wendy, I need to get hold of you, darling, because you've just told me you're off grid. I've got just a few little bits and bobs to put into place to completely get off grid. But if I can have a chat with you, it might make a little bit of sense. So stand your ground when you see wrong people. There you go. Yeah, they're not wrong. They're just confused. Confused.com. We've all been led to believe that this system is the only way. And if you question the way she's going to come out now. If you question the way the system is, then they want to generally stick you in a loony bin. But that's because you don't sing from a thing called the postage stamp mentality. Anyway, I'm off. Wendy, I'm going to try and get hold of you on Facebook, if that's all right, and have a little chat sometime soon. Maybe later today if you're about. So I'm going to go and fit a radiator now. I love you all, people. OBG, lovely to see you, my man. Wendy Gerard. Hang on. Oh, 2 secs, Wen. I'm going to email you. Kick that up there for a second if you can. Oh, hello. Is he coughing? You know what it is, don't you? Yes, it's the flu. Might have the flu. You can't have the flu. What's the matter with you? Compose. I'm not a composer, but let's have a look. WEND. I've got you already, sweetheart. I've got you. Hang on. I'm just going to email you now, Wendy. So that's been sent. OBG, love you, mate. Have a great day. Kenneth Noel Curran, lovely to see you, mate. Stand your ground when you see wrong people. Yes, Lauren, they're just confused.com, mate. But yeah, if you think outside the box and you don't think from the post-system mentality, you will be seen as not a threat, but they don't like where this is going. They don't like the fact that lots and lots and lots and lots of people are waking up now, and they are awake. So God bless them, help them on their way, encourage them, bring them out. It's like bringing a baby into the world. Encourage it, nurture it out of that birth canal. Yeah, and remember, ladies and gentlemen, you weren't birthed, you was born. I'll see you all soon. Have great days. Take care now.